A Chinese spy plane has tested Taiwan's air defences, attempting to fly undetected to gather intelligence. For more on this developing story, joining us live is Malcolm Davis from the Australian Strategic Policy Institute. Malcolm, appreciate your time. Just how provocative was this Chinese flight?
Look, I think it was provocative in the sense that what you saw was a Chinese intelligence gathering aircraft fly at very low altitude, about 30 metres above the waves over the Taiwan Strait, to try and sneak under Taiwan's radar in order to gather intelligence on Taiwanese air defence systems and Taiwanese activities. So in effect, it's the sort of profile that would be used during wartime to try and strike at Taiwanese targets in a war. So the Chinese are practicing these sorts of operations. It doesn't suggest that they're doing it purely out of a sense of normality or impending peace. I think we are in for tough times ahead.
Well, the Home Affairs Secretary suggested that this week. He was warning the drums of war are beating. How likely is it that Taiwan would be the flashpoint for any such war?
I think there's general acceptance within the strategic policy community here in Australia that Taiwan is the flashpoint. There is debate as to the timelines. Some people, myself included, are suggesting that the PLA will be ready within 5 to 6 years to be able to take Taiwan. Others are talking about China launching grey zone operations, increasing provocations below a level that would generate a military response by the United States, that could occur over the next 5 to 6 years. But certainly we are seeming to move towards some sort of dangerous climax on this dispute over Taiwan. And Taiwan clearly is the focus of everyone's attention now.
And what is the US's position on this? I mean, what would it take for them to intervene?
I think that the US would have a serious challenge if it did intervene in terms of the risk of obviously a full-out war between China and the United States that would be devastating to both sides in terms of lives lost. But at the same time, if they choose not to intervene, that would destroy their strategic credibility across the Indo-Pacific region and essentially abandon 24 million Taiwanese to China's control. And when we look at what's happening in Xinjiang province with the concentration camps there, that's not a step to be taken lightly. And certainly the loss of US strategic credibility in the region would generate a series of follow-on reactions across the governments of the US allies that would make things even more dangerous. And then we have to add in China's next steps beyond Taiwan. So not choosing to intervene militarily by the United States would be pretty much almost as dangerous as choosing to intervene.
Well, as the Prime Minister pointed out this week, peace is the goal, and there are plenty of diplomats working behind the scenes to try and keep it that way.